When I first heard about the new Fallout TV show by Prime, I was a little skeptical, due to some TV shows based off video games being dumpster fire trash, like the Halo show or the Resident Evil show, which I actually haven't watched yet but heard it was pretty bad. But then I remember there are some good ones out there, like The Last of Us, Arcane, and the Cyberpunk anime. Fallout definitely falls under the good ones. It even might be the best video game TV show adaptation I've ever seen. So today, I want to give my thoughts on the show and talk a little bit about the characters and story with just slight spoilers. The show definitely does the Fallout games justice, bringing to life the Wasteland and many of the game's factions. In the game, you play as a Vault Dweller, a resident of one of the many vaults made by the super corporation Vault-Tec. Vault-Tec plays a big role both in the games and in the show. They may seem to want to protect the citizens of America from a nuclear apocalypse, but in reality, they're the most corporate, greedy, and batshit insane people who run messed up, dark experiments on many of the vaults. The show portrays this perfectly, with a glaringly fake facade of happy-go-lucky Americana for the Vault Dwellers, but in reality, a dark and twisted science experiment occurring in the background right underneath our noses. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Exactly what I expected from a vault. The show was also able to capture the dark satirical world of Fallout with many funny, messed up, comedy bits mixed in with serious and compelling drama. The show follows 3 unique characters, which kept me interested episode to episode, getting invested into these character arcs. This is important because the characters actually have arcs. I know, crazy concept, but I feel like shows are missing this nowadays, and all we get is cookie cutter characters like powerful woman or something. I don't know. The first of these characters is Lucy, a Vault Dweller from Vault 33. She's at first seems like a goody two-shoe and overly optimistic person. But her world is shattered when raiders do be raiding and raid Vault 33, kidnapping her father. So Lucy journeys out into the wasteland to find him. This is a classic Fallout storyline, finding your lost family member, and honestly, in Fallout, that's all you need. She eventually runs into the Ghoul, a gunslinging, immortal mutated zombie who was once a famous actor before the nukes came down. He's cynical and the most morally questionable character. The last character is Maximus, a member of the Brother of Steel, a faction in the Fallout world tasked with capturing pre-war technology to protect the wasteland. He's probably the in-between of Lucy and the Ghoul, not overly positive but still optimistic, and hasn't completely abandoned his morals, but he certainly is questioning them. Their storylines intertwine when they all end up hunting a scientist with precious cargo in his head. What makes me love the characters is that they all start one way, but slowly start changing their worldviews as they're shattered by events of the story. For example, Lucy starts off so optimistic it's gross, but the world from her vault, compared to the outside, it's so shockingly different that she starts to realize how messed up the world actually is, and her optimism kind of changes, her behavior changes. I don't want to say too much, so go and watch the show to see how these wild cast of characters interact and change one another. And I gotta say, every single actor, for at least the main characters, did a wonderful job. So, this is what makes Fallout games fun. It's not the main story, but the wacky characters and character builds you can mess with, and the environment you discover and play in. Each character kind of represents a different Fallout build. The Vault Dweller, classic hero. The morally bankrupt immortal gunslinger, pew pew pew. The power fantasy of the power armor, the loyal knight of the Brotherhood of Steel. The world building is as close as you can get to that video game style, introducing wacky and interesting areas, zones, or establishments with an already lived in and fleshed out world. Overall, I think the show hits the nail on the head with how it has adapted the Fallout video game. It's definitely not perfect, with some balancing issues, balancing character stories, side stories, and the main story, but it's not that bad of a gripe. I think it's a fun watch. I definitely recommend giving it a shot if you're a fan of the Fallout series. That's it for me today. A little short one. See you all in the next one. Peace.